Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is your boy Tony the Savant. We are at episode 19. Damn, I meant to put that on the little punch bar down there. But episode 19, ladies and gentlemen. I got a special guest today. One of my mentors in this game, the sports professor himself, Omar from Ball and Buzz. How you doing, big bro?
Hey, what's good, my brother? You already know, man. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate that.
Yes, hey man, the honor and the privilege to have you on, big bro. You want to let the people know where they can find you, man? I like to kick the shows off and put the plugs in.
Yeah, most definitely, y'all. So, Ball and Buds is where it's at. That's my sports and entertainment network. So you can add us at BALLANDBUDS. Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube. That's most important. But we also got our Instagram as well, where we throw up our notifications and stuff for the new shows. And then YouTube is where you'll catch all our video content. So again, Ball and Buds. And yeah, just subscribe there and you'll find all of our people, and you'll find Tony and the bottom line. Oh, don't let me forget to plug the bottom line sports.
Oh, got
Obviously, my people's Flow Can Hot Take Jake Tuesday nights 8 p.m. Eastern at the Bottom Line Sports. That would be my other plug. Oh, and then finally, I got a new show coming out, a weekly show that I'm gonna be having the first episode on Monday on Memorial Day. So
you.
the professor's show, where I do a little journalism and deep dive. It's just gonna be me by myself, kind of doing something that I wanted to always do, just kind of as my own kind of show. So.
I like that. Oh, all right, big bro. Yeah, I see you put in the chat coming up with the name for that. That's very dope, man. I like that idea of it. Get
Yeah,
the
we still got to come up with the name for it. I got to put the logo together tomorrow and start promoting it because I want to do it Monday while
yeah,
everybody's off. You know what I mean?
yeah, facts. Yeah, that would be a good day to launch it. All right, that's a bet, big bro. All right, let's cook, man. And in fact, I am subscribed to the Ball and Buzz, ladies and gentlemen. Go on there and hit the notification bell as well, because I know when y'all
Thank
boys get busy, man, it's always a good show. I seen the last one, uh, that was a classic. But
Man, that was so good. Yeah, that the banter, brawls, and bravado we had on Thursday with Mel from Man Down and
yeah,
other boys, Detroit Mel, Walker Omar from IOW,
yeah,
and Clubber D from My Ball and Buds. Everybody joined and we had a trip, man. That was some good conversation. We had some good laughs.
yeah, man. I watched for a good minute, and I was really enjoying it. And I didn't even know Wild Card was gonna pull up. Everybody was already up there, and he pulled up.
Yeah, yeah. You know, he's always. Well, I mean, everybody's always welcome, but he's been on every one so far. So, I was like, man, you better pull up.
Yeah, got you. I like that, bro. All right, well, if
Yeah.
you don't mind, let's get right into this work because we just got ourselves a classic. I'm thinking this Western Conference
Woo.
final is going to be a little interesting, especially. I don't know. We're going to see what the Minnesota Timberwolves can do, but Luka Doncic just hit the biggest shot of the 2024 playoffs. What you thinking, man? What's your first initial reaction? We fresh off the game too.
Yeah, I got a few reactions about this. First of all, props to Luca for hitting
Absolutely.
that big three at the end, but that's not unexpected. That's what he does,
Big
is
facts.
hit 3 pointers. Very, very un-Kyrie like to miss those two free throws at the end. He even apologized to his dad in the post game interview, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
But he came back and made that three afterwards to take them up by one. This is where my issue lies. Forget Dallas; they're up 2-0, and they could, win this a lot quicker than I thought that they would have originally, which was 7 games.
Mhm.
Um, my issue is with the Wolves. And my issue has for a while now been with the Wolves. Now, this is going on obviously a couple postseasons now that they have done better than most people have hoped. So they've made at least progress.
Yeah.
But then once they start getting that real good momentum, like last year as well, and this year, and you think, oh, they're going to get over the hump, then they start to either struggle. They start to either get tired. They start to either make young mistakes, a lot of different things. But the thing that hurts them the most is whatever kind of coaching and things they are play calls and designs they have decided to have to install with the type of team that they have constructed. They
Mhm.
went out and paid Rudy Gobert all this money. They brought him in knowing that it was going to have to be a putting a square peg in a round hole sort of puzzle, because you have Cat there, and Cat is basically the opposite big man of Gobert.
Mhm.
So now they're running this, and they've been doing it since last playoffs and all through the regular season. You would have thought they would have figured it out by now, but it's because it's not meant to work that way. You can't pull players out every play. Oh, we're going to switch offense and defense for Gobert and Cat each time. And then when you have the chance to actually make the right decision and take Gobert out and put Cat or Kyle Anderson in, no, you leave Gobert to get put on roller skates like Doncic done took him out to the local skating ring, danced him around like he was his first date out there. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Man.
But you can't do that. Anthony Edwards sitting right there 5 feet away, handcuffed because he can't leave his man. Should have
Mhm.
never left him in the first place. Switch should have never happened. But this is the problem, because you've constructed your team in such a fashion that you constrict yourself to have to make these dumb plays and dumb decisions at the end of game, and restricting your players from doing their best, making them hot and cold, pulling them out the game when they have momentum, so on and so forth. So if you can't tell, I'm pretty heated, I'm pretty hot at
Yeah, no,
Minnesota
you
right
got
now, and
it.
they deserve what they get at this point, and they'd be lucky to go more than 6 at this point.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And I was thinking, not that we're gonna get into the Pacers series, but just the Pacers too, man. Halliburton making those two mistakes at the end of the game last night. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I was expecting Anthony Edwards to take a step forward, but then I got to remember the kid, 22, 23 years old. So my thing with Anthony Edwards right now, definitely, lived up to the hype. He got the marketing dollars now behind him, definitely for the next, future, as
Oh
long as he
yeah,
don't pull a Ja Morant, you know.
yeah. He's the face of the NBA now. He is
Yeah.
legit face of the NBA right now. So.
I think we can give it to him, but I don't know if you would agree with me on this one, Professor. I think that he's gonna have to learn how to close. That's the next step in his evolvement and his development. Is that, yeah, all that, hitting the threes and in the first to the third quarter, that's cool. But quiet as kept, he's been getting bailed out by Naj Reid, Jaden McDaniels, Cat, go Burr, close game 7. Nobody's seen that coming, so
Mhm. Yeah.
it ain't been Anthony Edwards hitting the big shots. He's hit a 3 here and there to get keep the momentum going.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that he's going to have to definitely learn how to close. And just to segue off your points, Professor, the true, the people that's developed and been through the ups and downs, Luka and Kyrie, they know how to close, brother. They when the lights are the brightest and everybody
Yep.
talking greasy, that fires them up.
Yep.
I think Kyrie was very humble in game 1 when he gave his commentary on Anthony Edwards, calling him out. Kyrie was humble. I think that fired him up. They're like, oh, I'm gonna cook this kid, because he remember when Kobe,
Oh yeah, he did. Oh yeah,
Kobe
he
was
did.
cooking him,
Mm-hmm.
some
Yep.
10 years ago. But I ain't want to rant too much, Professor. I was feeling the same way, man. I was looking at it like, geez Louise, that youth is playing against him, and Cat, he ain't the Cat was thinking it up, in the second half. He was doing this thing in the first half, being aggressive, going to the cup, but for some reason he just disappears in sections.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Cat is a him, Professor? Do you think we should be putting a little bit more blame on his shoulders versus Gobert and Anthony Edwards?
Yeah, I mean, I think the blame needs to go around equally. I mean, if I'm assigning blame at this point, again, I'm firstly assigning most of my blame towards the coaching staff and the organization for trying to mismatch this puzzle together.
Yeah.
But then I'm putting it on the players, because at some point they'd have shown flashes of greatness together. I mean, when they took out the Nuggets last round, their suffocating defense and the way that Gobert played, even though Cat didn't have that great of a series, their team together was amazing. But as you mentioned, and as I talked about as well, the inexperience has caught up a bit. Again, maybe the dysfunction of lineups, I would have to say, makes up a lot of it. I think as well, Edwards has hit a little bit of a wall at this point in the playoffs, and maybe is losing a little bit of gas here, which I guess is very hard for me to say for a 20-year-old kid who should have boundless amounts of energy.
Yeah.
I think I'm talking about myself more, but you're right. He needs to if and again, he is the face of the league. He's the most boisterous. He's an alpha. But yeah, if they really want to go far, he has to be the one that's closing the game every single time. And in that situation tonight, not switching. Get the hell out of my way, Gobert. Go over there. I know. We know. Well, everybody in the building knows Luka's shooting the damn ball.
Right.
Why am I going to let you get cooked and you over here 5 feet away trying to block the ball when I would be a much better defender on that play?
Mm-hmm.
So, the blame needs to go around, but really it goes to the organization as a whole, from the GMs and the front office to the coaches. So let's see if they can put it together. They're going to have to bring that defense back very tough. Because as you mentioned, Cat has been struggling. Yeah, Cat is a him. I do think so. I think he's a number 2. He's a good number 2. He's not a number 1, but he's a good number 2, especially with Edwards. They get along well. But you're right. He struggles, and he has periods where he disappears. And if you have that, and then you have Gobert, who doesn't play any offense, basically, you put yourself in a disadvantage.
That's a great point. And forgive me, Professor. I think the coach from for Minnesota, he came from Denver, right? That the winning squad. Are you familiar?
Chris Finch. Yeah, he was assistant coach on Denver. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the organization, man, they were trying to pull a Warriors in the opposite direction when they got Rudy Gobert. They was trying to, think years ahead and get the Twin Tower,
they were
going back on. But yeah, I think that even the philosophy may have hit a wall because this is a jump shooting league. It's been that way for 20 years now. Started with those old Spurs, and then the Mavericks picked up on the blueprint, and the Warriors kind of took it to the next level. So it's no more that having too many guys on the court that can shoot. If Rudy could hit a 3 like Naj Reid, the Naj Reid and Cat dynamic kind of works because Naj is big, he's long, but he can also hit a range shot. So,
and that's the other thing. Why is I know he can hit a 3, but why is Reid taking the last shot of the game? Yeah. That's a problem with me as well. And one of my biggest issues, and I almost forgot about this, I absolutely hate one of my biggest it just grinds my gears. One of my biggest pet peeves in basketball is when teams are down 1 and they shoot a 3 when they have enough time to drive the ball into the lane, into traffic, try to get fouled and get a good shot off. Don't take a 3 when you're down 1. You have Anthony Edwards right there that could just bowl everybody over and go to the hoop. They ain't going to call it on him at home in the 4th at the last play of the game. But no, you give it out to a big man who, may be a good shooter, 3-pointer shooter for big men, but is not Anthony Edwards and is not even a top 5 player, maybe his top 5 player in your team, not even a top 3 player on your team. He should not be taking the last shot of the game is the whole point.
I agree. Yeah, that's completely on Anthony Edwards. When he got the ball, and I was like, all right, 3 seconds to go. I think everybody thought the same thing. Like, all right, come on, kid, this is your moment. And I think it was more kudos to Dallas's defense. That they were able to lock him up. He was trying to get to the hole, but they locked him up.
I get it, but at the same time, live or die by you, brother. Live or die by you.
At that point, you're right, bro. You got to take the shot. I'm heaving something up. Whatever Naj Reid can do, I can do better in this time frame. I'm not passing.
Thank you.
I'm not passing it.
I'm not passing the ball. No, I'm not. If we're going to lose, we're going to lose because I missed the shot.
Amen. Yeah. And this is where all that, I've been saying this too, a little bit of that front running. When you're winning, you're doing a lot of this. But when that pressure's on you and you really have to step up, I didn't see too much of that yiggity yakking and waving to the crowd tonight.
Yep. Yeah. There was Luka was, as he was telling them, it's effing me and waving to the crowd. See you later, B. He was cursing the whole crowd out, waving them off. And after he cooked Gobert, you could see he was like, "Yeah, F you, big man. Who you trying to block?"
I was like, I didn't never understand. Michael Jordan talked so highly about Luka Doncic. I seen it tonight. I'm like, oh my God, I ain't seen nobody a lot of guys hit the shot. I didn't see Steph hit a shot. I didn't see KD hit a shot. I ain't never seen nobody really hit the shot and just start talking crazy. Like,
Yeah,
damn, look, he's up, bro.
He looked like he wanted to like cut his throat. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
keep that Eastern European shit over there, son. We in America. Yeah, calm down.
Got offended. He was offended. Rudy tried to hold him. I'm like, respect
For
him.
real. It hurt his heart. It hurt his soul. He was like, oh hell.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, no, he said some things that were not meant for the airways. But you know what? Whenever you go up 2-0 on a big shot like that, do you know how much of an advantage that gives them now? And they're going back home.
Yeah.
Shit. All they got to do is win one. All they got to do is win one.
And I done been in Dallas, big brother. The stars are in the mix. Dallas right now, they just came off the World Series with the Rangers. Dallas sports world right now. I feel bad for Anthony Edwards because they gonna probably be cooking that kid. Dallas is just. I'm gonna say Dallas is just as bad as y'all. You know what I'm saying? When they come in, when you come into the Boston Garden, it ain't gonna be easy. You getting hassled by the crowd. Referee might be hassling you because he let it. So I think it's gonna be Anthony Edwards gonna have to, take it.
It's gonna get loud. I know I've seen stories about decibels and how loud it gets there in that American Airlines Arena, if that's what it's even still called. I don't even know if it's still called that or not.
Yeah, I'm not. I've been to a couple Mavericks games, but as a Bulls,
aren't you from Dallas? Don't you live in Dallas? Or
well, I just moved to Idaho, but I was in Dallas.
So what?
I know, big bro. Tell me, I'm in the mountains.
So where is that a place in America? Does that place exist? I didn't even know people were from. I have never met anybody from or lived in Idaho. Wow.
Hey, me neither, big brother. Look, I'm out here. I'm so isolated. I'm so like I'm never gonna see anybody I know. That's the crazy part. So I'm out here.
Are you there for work?
Yeah, partially work, and then as far as family goes, my wife, her mom is out here, so she's been a big help. She would come down while we was in Texas. It was just me and my wife there, and my wife's from California. So
wait, was she born and raised in Idaho?
No. They was getting out of California. It's crazy in Cali right now. I don't know if you know. So yeah, they was right there by San Francisco, by all the mud, anything you heard about the bad news in California, they didn't seen it.
Right.
So they was like,
got it.
So, but just as far as the personal and the
politics. How far are you from the closest city, like big city?
I'm about 20 minutes from Boise.
Okay. So all right. So that's not too bad. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check out that the Broncos stadium. I'm gonna see if my eyes can handle that.
The blue turf. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. What else do they have out there? Nothing.
It's got some cool nature type stuff. We out here with the mountains and all that kind of stuff. And I really enjoy that. As far as being a city boy, I've always loved fishing, hunting. When I went to Texas, I got really into that stuff. So
is the Boise city itself big? Pretty big, or?
Boise is about as big as Dallas, So
oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. They got a nice, and it's a lot of hippie coffee shops, all that kind of stuff. I really be into that kind of stuff. So it's right up in my lane.
Are there any minorities out there?
I'm the only nigga in Nampa, bro. I'm the only nigga in Nampa, man. But living in Texas, coming from Chicago, I went to a part of Texas where it was majority. A lot of Latinos and white people. So I know a lot of Spanish. It's nothing for me to get by that. And
you ain't gonna get none of them out there either. I don't know what you're talking about. I was asking how many of us or you are out there. I know there ain't no damn number of white people out there. I wasn't expecting a lot of us.
I've been out there. I've been out here a month, and I've probably seen 4 black dudes. I've seen about 15, Latinos, like cats I can, get along with. Yeah, other than that, bro, it's kind of, me and my wife, we go to a couple bars, so I connect with bartenders and all that kind of stuff. That's more my thing. I get with the locals on that level, if I'm
hold on, my camera just went haywire. Let me turn it off for a second. All right, keep going.
Okay, yeah. But outside of that, it's just about trying something new. That was my whole thing, my mindset going out here, like, just try something new. And I was out in Dallas, and I got to really enjoy the Mavericks and went to a couple Stars games. So, once you do it a couple times, though, it get a little mundane. So I was trying to do something new, see what this Boise stuff talking about.
All right. Well, good luck. Congrats.
Hey, thank you, big bro. Thank you. But
I would never do it, but congrats.
Yeah. No, but if I never did it once, because I went to college in Arkansas, so I went from
Okay.
Chicago to
Yeah.
Arkansas, and then I didn't want to go back to Chicago, so I went to Texas because my older brother was out there just on a whim, um, and it
Interesting.
was yeah. I'm a free spirit for real, bro. I
Hey,
mean,
I love it. I love it.
yeah,
That's
I've been
awesome.
in some weird rooms. Like, all right, let's smoke.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Shit.
but
Uh, man. Uh,
but I
yeah,
want
but man.
to I
So
want to
I oh,
okay,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to segue over to yo boys, man. You know, Celtics Nation. Y'all on the high right
But
now
I
as
wanted
well.
to ask you first before we do that. Right before we do that, do you think that the Wolves can come back?
Oh yes, yeah. So we seen this. You know, they just played the defending champions. Let's not get it twisted. Uh, KD is an all-time great. Devin Booker has shown, you know, he's been to a final, so Devin Booker has shown that he can play. Bradley Beal was the biggest question mark, and he looked very bad, you know, that game 4. But outside of that, we just seen this young boy, this young team take down an all-time great, you know, that assemble his own team for the worse or the better. We just seen him take down the defending champions. I know Nikola Jokic get a lot
Yeah,
of criticism, but
yeah.
I I like Joker, and I think that Joker
I
should
do
have got.
too. Yeah, I do too.
Joker really showed up Game 7. Him and Jamal. It's just that they don't have enough. They don't have enough depth for a team like Minnesota. So,
Which, by the
um,
way, catch this. Professor's fun fact: Luca has 4 triple doubles in the last 5 games,
oh,
only done by 3 other players all time:
who?
Jokic,
Uh,
the aforementioned Jokic, Wilt Chamberlain, and
uh,
Magic Johnson.
oh yeah, I'm thinking this might be.
That's
Oh, I
good.
want to give it to your boys. I do, but Luca might just go up a little. He looking like he going Super Saiyan 2, 3 every game. Super Saiyan
Possible.
Blue. It's like
Very
this.
possible. Very possible.
Nah, I was very critical of Luca, um, and I was on a panel the day with a guy of mine, and we were talking about Luca and Joker happenstance, and I was just like, as much as I love Joker, man, I'm starting to love Luca, bro. Luca is my kind of player. Like Joker is a let's everybody eat. This is a community. This is my team. Joker, Luca, like get the hell out the way. Give me the ball. I was raised under Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, so cut your heart out, get 35, and talk a little crap on the way out. You know, it's my kind of player. So Luca, I've been critical of him, but damn, man, it's like here you go, man. Here go my respect, man. Here go my respect.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked Luca as a player. I just always thought that he complained way too much,
Yeah, me
and
too.
too much because he didn't play any defense either. So it's like,
Yeah,
all right, if you're going to complain, at least play both ways.
yeah, at
But
least.
now that Kyrie came aboard and they, hit off this friendship, in the off season when they were playing spades together and
Mhm,
going to Dubai together and
mhm,
everything, and they hit it off. And now Kyrie's playing the best defense of his career and
mhm.
deferring to Luca to be the alpha, the number one, but while he you know picks up the scraps, which is quite admirable of
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
because his whole career he fought to be that number one and have his own team, only to
Mhm.
find his most success is when he has a partner in crime like he did with LeBron, and now he
Yeah,
does with Luca. So
yeah. That's a great point. I think because last year they looked so bad. Well, it looked kind of cringe because I don't think they disliked each other, but it was about finding their games. And Kyrie
gelling
was used to
together.
being the number one option, and all that good stuff. This season, and we got to remember too, these are two of Kobe's, Kobe loved Luca, Kobe loved Kyrie. So I'm pretty sure they got, they swapping Kobe stories too. Like,
Oh, sure, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Kobe told you this, man. Look, guess what he told me. And now I think you making a great point, and I don't think we really valuing uh, the chemistry these two have built. But now they got Gafford. Gafford was over with the Knicks. He got sent off the Knicks because he wasn't a part of their blueprint.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
Lively is a rookie
Lively.
playing big minutes. So
Oh,
this is
another professor's fun fact for the show. Lively has the um, second highest rating as a rookie in the NBA playoffs
mm,
after Manu Ginobili, with the
mm.
Spurs. Yeah, so he's playing at a very high level.
And I'm loving that kid too, man. I'm like, I don't think I heard his name one time during the regular season. But all of a sudden,
He
You
blew up around the All-Star break. There were some injuries, and he got
mhm,
inserted to the starting lineup and actually started getting some run. And
mhm.
started actually living up to potential. And that's what happens when you give younger players playing time. They start to blossom if they're that good. And you saw it with Indiana Pacers. Neesmith and Neymar and I said Neymar from soccer.
Nemhard.
Nemeth, not Nemeth. Uh,
Nimhard. He got a weird last name, but Nimhard. Yeah.
Nemhart, Neesmith and Nemhart. There's two hard names. I know Neesmith because we drafted him and then traded him there.
Yeah.
But anyways, um, uh, so I am starting to respect Luca more, and he stopped complaining as much too.
Yeah.
I think, or maybe it's just not you don't see it as much because he's playing at a very high level. But even Jason Tatum, who I got mad that he complained so much, he's doesn't complain as often anymore either. So I think like these team formations, these teams that are actually full construct teams that complement each other, hold each other accountable to the standards necessary in order to be a great team. And that includes, shutting your mouth and not yelling at the refs, all the time. And I'm sure Horford and other veterans like that have made that known. So,
hmm Yeah, that's a great point. It's part of maturing. I think, I think this the NBA is partially, and we all know it's entertainment to a degree. I think all these dudes take acting classes, man.
yeah,
you know, they're like, hey, they gotta go visit Denzel, especially you in the big market. Like you're gonna see
yeah,
Jack Nicholson. Like, come on, by let me show you how I won a Grammy. Like, if you get hit,
yeah,
get
exactly.
hit. So,
Right. Yeah. Take the whole thing. Just go. Nah, I hear you on that.
but respectfully, just to segue back to those young, those frisky Timberwolves, to quote Flo.
Yeah. Frisky.
Got that frisky in my head, but yeah, I think they can definitely come back. Now, I think it's going to be, it's got to be that formula though. It's got to be Anthony Edwards closing it. He's got to do enough 1 through 3, in those quarters, and then close the game. Otherwise, we can't. Mike Conley was trying to close, but like Mike Conley, 48 years old now. So
I was about to say, yeah, Mike Conley a little too old to be closing. No offense, I like Mike Conley, but
yeah.
getting up there in age. So, and again, I mean, there's people that should be closing the game, and there's people that shouldn't be closing the game. And you're on your team, you should have 1 to 2 players, no more than that, that are going to have their hands on the ball in the last minute of the game, and that's it. Your 2 best players. I mean, you can get somebody open with 2 players. You can get somebody open with enough screens and pick and rolls.
So. You preaching the truth, bro. That was the formula we used back in high school. We used to pass the puck, but last 3 minutes, hey, Rich, go ahead, bro.
Right. And that's why you need
promised land, man.
Hey, and that's why you need something like my boys with the JT and JB, baby.
Hey, now look here, big bro. As much as I love Jason Tatum, now my player on 2K right now. I'm running point guard for JT and JB. I'm sorry, Drew, my backup. I'm running with the Boston Celtics on my 2K right now, big bro. We just won our first chip. My thing though is about
the old creative player to live glory like you never lived it before. Huh?
Oh yeah. I'm like Bulls. As much as I love y'all, no sir. Not getting drafted to this mosh pit. I'm going to a good team, a good prime team, man. I'm ready.
That's great.
But what I love about y'all, big bro, is that I love Jaylen Brown, man. You know what I mean? I think Jaylen Brown, he earned every dollar that got deposited into his account on 300 million of those dollars. And my thing though is that Jason Tatum, okay. I
don't think anyone deserves that money. I don't care what you do, unless you're like a famous heart surgeon that's saving millions of lives around the world. These athletes do not deserve this much money. But that being said, relative to the media rights deals and as much money as the owners and the league make, I am always for the players getting their money. But if you're telling me that these players, including Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, who's about to get paid, are worth 60, 70, 95 million dollars, no, okay? There's only a few players like that. There's only a few players like that because you got to be able to make back that money for your team and organization through marketing and through dollars and through ticket sales and shit like that. So it's usually only the LeBrons and people like that are actually worth, 75, 100 million. Most of the rest of them are just going to be overpaid.
Yeah, no, I agree. I say you can't get that pay unless you at least got a championship, man. At least
Should
one
be a
championship.
rule.
Then we can talk about and you know in real life, big bro. And I don't want to get into the real. That's a fact. Like I never understood when Colin Kaepernick got that big old check way back in the days. I was sitting I was with my grandma. We was both just like I sounded just like her. She was 90 years old. I'm like, what the hell? Just to throw a foosball? Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Now,
man, it's wild.
but when you
And,
compare
and
it,
that's the same thing with these quarterback salaries. Like, I don't care. None of y'all are worth 50 million. Jared Goff just got. Are you kidding me? 50 million. Is Detroit the city making that kind of money off of him? Because as last
look,
I checked, they were only just now on the comeback from a very, very weak economic portion of their history. So, I
mhm.
mean, what up, Flo?
What's going on, Flo? Shout out to the Bottom Line Sports. We gave you a shout out in the top of at the top of the show properly, big bro. I
Please.
just had to steal your frisky. Don't sue me. Don't sue me. The frisky, but shout out to the Bottom Line Sports, man. But yeah, no, I agree with you, big bro. And it's only because of us, we generate all this attention with our channels, and then people that love sports, love their teams, are going to go to the games. They got more money. I've seen fans with a lot more money. Like, bro, I don't know how you can go to every game, but they'll watch my channel, and I'll be like, hey, respectfully, I can't go to every game, but they're just off the basis of us, building up that attention. We're part of the cycle. We're part of the cycle as well. So
Hey,
now
if
these
y'all
schools
are
don't
tuned
deserve
into
it, but they generate it.
if y'all are tuned into TTS Sports Media and y'all are subscribed, which y'all should be, y'all got that much money, go ahead and donate to my man's channel, son.
Hey, I wouldn't mind that at all, big bro. Yes, sir. This work is passionate, but it ain't free, man. Well, it'd be nice to get compensated for the information. You're worth whatever the market would pay. Respectfully,
Hey,
Flo, I believe that.
we live
I
in a
believe that.
capitalist society, so that is true.
And that's why I say if you generate it, because we know Mark Cuban making money hand over fist off the Luka Doncic's and the Kyrie. So respectfully,
Sure,
if we really you keep climbing that ladder, it gets nasty and nastier. Just go ahead and get this guy his 100 million, I guess, and keep it pushing. But
I mean, yeah, I mean, Luca's about to be there. He's about to get 75 million or something a year, and then once they get these new media rights, which are going to be 2.7. They're at 2.7 billion now. They're about to get at least double that. They're looking at $5.56 billion media rights deal. So the player salaries are only going to continue to increase. Which again, hey, I'm all about people getting their money. So do what you got to do. But to say that any of them are worth 60 million just to play 100 games at most in a year is laughable at best, but very altruistic at worst. So.
Yeah. God bless America.
God bless. John King said it best. God bless America. Damn it! You can be a damn YouTube streamer these days, have no talent, and make millions of dollars. So hey, whatever.
Bro. Well, we gonna chop it up about that, bro. We're gonna definitely chop it up because I like how you cook, man. You really a professor, bro. You start putting all these elements into each other and cook up these good conversations. I love it. But I want to know what you, because you're the number one Boston Celtics fan. I know my right hand man, Paulie Corleone. Shout out to Uncle Paulie Entertainment. He a big Celtics fan. And my boy Jamel Scodgins with the Four Corner Horseman. He's also a big, Celtics guy. But I think you're the biggest one I know, big bro. I got to give you your flowers on that one. What do you think y'all gonna do this year? Is it championship? Are you nervous about the Pacers coming back? Halliburton, what's your thoughts?
Yes, shout out to my Boston Celtics lifelong fan. Shout out to my pops. So I came out the womb as a Celtics fan. So yeah, don't know anything else but the greatness from Bird and McHale and Parrish and DJ. All the way through KG and the Truth. And Rondo and KP and even Ray, even though he left us to go to the Heat. I'm still mad about that, but KG forgave him, so I guess I got to. Celtics through and through, and I don't see anything. I'm sorry, we're just the best team in the league, and I keep going on shows, and I keep having to say this over and over. But I'm going to stick to it because I am in hearty belief, and I believe that most of the experts would believe this. But in order to be a true championship contender, you have to be in the top 10 at least of net rating, offense and defense, and you better be in the top 5 really if you really want to be a championship team. The last teams to be out of the top 20 include the Lakers, who were, I believe, net 20 in defense back in the bubble, and then I believe I can't remember the other team, but they were like 16th in defense. So you can squeak through sometimes, but for the most part, you got to be really good on both offense and defense. And we are, man. We were 123.9 net rating offensive per 100 possessions, which was 5 points better than the Pacers at number 2. But the Pacers have the 16th net rating defense while we have number 3. So there's just no team that matches up to the quality of players and team that we have at full strength. Now, we have not been at full strength. We've been missing KP. So I hate these excuses all these other teams have about, we played the Heat without Jimmy Butler, and we played, the Indianapolis without Halliburton, and they played the Knicks without, Randall, and we all got injuries. Can I curse on this show? Am I allowed to curse on this show?
We're not monetized yet. Eligible
Okay.
though. I don't know if that matters.
I don't think so, but I don't give a crap. Okay, about your Crimea River small violin stories. Okay, yeah, KB's bring her for us. We ain't said nothing. All we did was kept rolling and kept hearing all the criticism, and we just keep stepping on people's necks. Yeah, we throw a stinker in there every series just to let people think they got a chance. But do I really think that anyone stands a chance? No, I don't. I think we're destined for the title this year. I do think it'll be a really good series either way, whether it's the Mavericks or the Timberwolves, but I also feel like they're going to beat up on each other. And so I feel like the Celtics will win in 6 against either team that they play.
Bottom line, said first, Pacers are cooked without Halliburton. Celtics look out again.
Here we go. Here we
don't have
go.
KP, man.
There's the number one chief of that argument. That stupid, illogical argument, like we haven't had injuries.
Now that's a great point, because I think that if the Celtics was to lose, then y'all got we didn't have KP, excuse in your back pocket.
Exactly. Yes, that's what I would say.
Facts. So, and he says, Flo says, historically, you have had to have a top 5 or 6 player in the NBA to win a chip, and the Celtics don't have that. Some expectations, but not many.
What? We don't have a top 5 player. Turn your camera off. Turn your TV off. Turn your phone off, and take your ass to bed because you need to go to sleep. There's something wrong with you. You're tired. You ain't thinking correctly right now. If you think that Jason Tatum is not a top 5 player in the NBA, not only are you tripping, but you're being a massive, massive hater. He's not only a top 5 player in the NBA, he's a top 5 player in the whole world, in the whole universe. Okay? Now, and it was proven. He was voted in the first team All-NBA. So, I mean, the voters all proved it as well. You cannot tell me there are 5 players better than Jason Tatum right now, Flo. So get out of here. I'm not hearing
that. And I think last year we probably would have had a tougher time, sorting through who's top 5. But I don't think Joel Embiid is top 5 personally. Top 10, but I don't think he's top 5. Who would you say is top 5, Professor? Let's click on that real quick because I think Jason Tatum, man, he gets a lot of, I think he gets a lot of. I don't want to call it hate, but people will come up with reasons, to kind of discount him. And this guy has been in and out the conference finals. Say what you want. He's been in and out the conference finals. And he's been the leader of a championship contender for at least.
Gotta be good to lead a team to the conference finals.
And then when you can see how the press talks about Luka, who just now is going on a run, just now the second time. Luka's been around a couple years. He ain't exactly the new guy on the block no more. So he's 25. Jason Tatum was 25, 26.
Yep.
And here's the thing: Luka don't get any kind of criticism. Luka gets MVP votes. Luka gets, he's
always gotten more than Jason Tatum, even though the only thing he does is score more. He is a demonstrably worse defender. I mean, by far,
Yeah,
it's not even
definitely.
close.
Jason Tatum definitely.
The only thing he matches up on is he's a better scorer. Everything else, I would say, their passing, their vision, their IQ is probably about equal. But Jason Tatum's defense far outpaces Luka's, no matter what.
And
No, you can't. You're a damn lie. You can't. Jokic, SGA, Luka, Tatum, and that's not in order either, because I would put Tatum above SGA right now, even though SGA had who I believe should have maybe even been MVP. I don't know. I still probably would have voted Jokic. But I think Tatum overall is a better player. I just think SGA had a better season. That's 4 right there, and I can't think of anyone else to put above them right now. I can't even think of Giannis, but he was hurt. So, I mean, he's there at 5. Oh, Yoel, but he was hurt. So I'm not giving them, sorry, you got hurt. You got to come back and play. I'll put Giannis at number 5. I'll put Giannis at number 5.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't think of anybody respectfully outside of Giannis, Joker, Lucas. That's like I say, I'm only because I've been a little bit more critical of him. I think, we could probably say him and Luka at the same level, man. I think the whole MVP voting thing is a narrative that works against Jason Tatum. When you look at his resume, he should have not gonna say look at his resume because everybody holds his stats against him, but he has a legitimate number 2.
Ant-Man's not better than Tatum. KD's not better than Tatum at this point. Donovan Mitchell's definitely not better than Tatum. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about now.
No.
Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's a great player. Jaylen Brown is the most underappreciated, disrespected player in the league because technically he's a number 1, and he would be on number 1 on any other team. But I'm not putting him over JT, and I don't think he will put himself over JT. I would think that they would say they're equals, if anything. So I'll give you Joker. I'll give you Luka. I'll give you Giannis, and that's about it. I won't even give you SGA. I'll give you he had a better season, but he's not a better player. Not in my eyes.
And I was trying to even give the old heads, the Steph, and I would say Steph is individually more skilled, but is he a better player?
Not all around. And at this point, I have to keep saying this too. And I know me and Mel from Man Down talked about it a lot the other day. But the old guard is done, man. They're out, and I don't care how good LeBron is still playing at his age. He's not. He doesn't deserve to be the face of the NBA anymore. He doesn't deserve to have these headlines anymore. Does he deserve his flowers for his great career? Sure. I know I'm a LeBron hater, but I know he's also one of the greatest players of all time. But we all have to bow to Father Time at some point. Let the new kids come in and get that shine. So, okay, that's fine. I'll take that opinion. It's not true, but I'll take that opinion. I mean, and it could be true. They could. I honestly think they're probably almost equal than anything. But if you're going to give me one player who's going to consistently make shots plus free throws, because Jaylen Brown is adequate at best at free throws. And Jason Tatum will hit threes more consistently. They're about the same defensively. Off the dribble, Jaylen sometimes loses handles, while JT can usually keep his vision and passing. JB makes careless passes at time, whereas JT makes sure people get the ball more. So, but I love JB, and that's no hate on. I love JB absolutely. He might be my favorite player in the league right now. So
and Jaylen Brown has been in the mix, as far as one of my favorite players for years. I liked him when he first came in the league, when he was just more like a 3-and-D, kind of kid. He's really developed.
And there was a story that came out today that a lot of people don't like him because of his attitude and his personality and his, he's very into, the progression of the African American community and very big into, activism and things like that. And it seems like he's getting a lot of the Kyrie rap kind of now. That was a report that came out earlier today. So,
well, as we see in Dallas, in the media, man, the media got too much. The mainstream media, they got too much power, man. They can make nothing out of nothing.
Create any narrative they want to create.
Yeah, man. They put that Kyrie narrative on him when everybody in Brooklyn. Now here's the thing about Kyrie. Kyrie don't like the mainstream media. He don't like the Stephen A's, all those kind of dudes. He'll talk to a podcaster. He loves going on Joe Budden's podcast, all those kind of dudes. But he don't like the Stephen A's. He don't like the Skip Baylesses. Even remember his interview when he came over to y'all when he first came over. He did the interview with Stephen A. You could just tell he was uncomfortable. He don't really get down with those clowns. But if he was
Yeah.
on the panel with us, he'd probably be more comfortable talking, doing his thing, But
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
it's just that media narrative, man, and they trying to do it to Jaylen Brown respectfully. I think it just come with the money. As soon as you get paid, they start hating on you.
That's true.
Damn, professional. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the time, the shot clock, big bro. How much more you think you got?
No, you good. We can keep rolling. I'm still up. We're good.
Okay.
I'm not tired.
I want to cut in. But mainly, I just wanted to get your finals predictions on this basketball stuff. Now we got 2 teams, 2 up. Are you gonna buy into the what do you call it? The moment,
The comeback narrative.
No, as far as the recency bias, I know we talked about the Timberwolves possibly coming back. Do you think the Pacers possibly could come back on y'all?
There's no way. There's no way. Even if they get Halliburton back, there's still no way. But Halliburton is hurt, and how much they actually want to push him and possibly hurt him more to try to salvage a series, which they're probably not going to win because they had almost a 30-point game and 15 rebounds from Pascal Siakam and still didn't win. So they still lost, not even didn't win. They lost by like 15. So, and again, Brunson may have had a better year, but Tatum's the better player. So, anyways, I'm not going to continue to argue with Flo. He doesn't understand anything.
I'm pulling up too.
He's a great host of a show, but his sports knowledge is lacking a little bit. I love you, Flo. But anyway, Celtics in 6. And no, I believe it'll be against the Mavericks. And plus, if you are into conspiracy theories and NBA being rigged and everything like that, like you said, they promote Luka a lot, and now you would have the built-in Kyrie, or not even Kyrie. I guess it would be the other way: Boston revenge on Kyrie narrative.
Yeah, hey, yeah, and they've been really cooking on that for years between y'all and Boston, and just making that a something out of nothing. But that would be good to see. I would love to see Kyrie back in the finals, man. That would be a good, as far as him being one of those dudes from the old guard, and everybody else.
I just don't think either team is equipped to beat us as a team. And again, with the Timberwolves running out of gas, being inexperienced, and Dallas too. Again, they're going to beat each other up in this series. So I don't expect much of. We're the team of destiny this year, so that's all.
Same here, bro. That's why I had to do the 2K thing. I say I always put my team on the next contender. I thought about Joker last year, but I went with y'all last year too. So all right, forget it. I'm gonna run it back. Yeah. We're gonna do it this year for sure. So I got my money on the Boston Celtics, big bro. So
yeah, we got you. I really hope we do. I mean, again, it wouldn't be embarrassing, as Flo says, if we don't. But it would definitely be disappointing because we should cash in for sure.
Well, I wanted to get you some boxing takes, big bro, because we got a lot of stuff brewing in the boxing world. I know that you are a boxing man like I am as well. Let me ask you first: the heavyweight undisputed Usyk taking that bout. What was your thoughts on that classic matchup?
Yeah, classic is right. That was an awesome fight. I could not take my eyes off of it the whole entire time. I was riveted, and yeah, it was a really good fight. Early going, back and forth. There's Clubber D. That's my boxing UFC insider right there. So he definitely, if y'all want the real breakdown, go check out Banter, Brawls, and Bravado from the other day, and check out Clubber D's segment about it's about 30 minutes in or so on the fight, and you get all the breakdown from him. But I'll kind of give you a little bit of what he said and a little bit of what I think. So, back and forth early, Fury tried to give the showman sort of route as if things weren't bothering him, but clearly something was a little off. But it was a good fight through the first, and then 4 through 7. If you look at the cards, they gave him most of the points went to Fury in those rounds. Mm-hmm. And you could say that would be correct. But then once you got to the 9th, everything changed. Mm-hmm. I mean, I counted, and I went back and watched this about probably 15 times at least, because I was trying to count the punches, and I don't have slow-mo on my phone. Well, I don't know. I guess you can't slow-mo Twitter anyways. But anyways, I counted 12 flush, responded punches, not uninterrupted, because uninterrupted would mean that Fury didn't block anything, which he blocked a couple. But I mean unresponded, like Fury didn't hit him back. At
Yeah.
least 12 flush punches that Usyk landed in the 9th round that had Tyson Fury looking like a Tasmanian devil, had him dancing the Macarena and the two step and the Dalai Lama and whatever the funky chicken and the stanky leg and whatever the heck he was doing. He went from one side of the ring to the other. It looked like a Nintendo game the way he was bouncing off them ropes, son. And he got saved by the ref. He got saved by the ref. I know people want to say he got saved by the bell, but no, I'm sorry. As Clubber D has pointed out, and as real boxing fans know, if you're knocked out standing on your feet, it's still a knockdown and should still be counted as such. And the fact that it wasn't called earlier and he waited till he fell on that last rope all the way and looked like he was about to slumber all the way down to hell, like. While that was like, it should have been stopped before that, and so the ref saved him. It should have been then that he lost the fight. He got back up, admirable as he always does.
Yeah.
You know, they call him the Undertaker. He just keeps getting back up after going down. But Usyk finished the fight off. I don't think Fury won any more rounds the rest of the fight, and I don't think anybody else did. So Fury thinks he won the fight. One judge gave him a 114, 113 win. That's debatable. And the Turkey Al-Sheikh, which is the main guy there constructing and putting all these fights together, he even said in the post interview, he was like, yeah, I don't know about this one judge that voted this way. I was like, yo, son, you better get to the airport, get out of Saudi Arabia as quickly as possible. Well, they got your ass on the chopping block in the back of his stadium, son.
Hey.
He's pissed.
Nah, those are great points. I agree with you. I felt the same way. I thought Fury was doing a little bit too much, showboating, doing what he do. I think of the four, kings of the heavyweight division, Wilder, Fury, Joshua, Usyk. Usyk was the most skilled one. I thought that he could pick any one of those dudes apart had it come down to, undisputed. And not that I was rooting against Fury. I don't really feel left or right about Fury as far as him being one of my guys. Usyk is one of my guys. So I was like, hey, look, we going in there, pick them apart. We might have that size difference might be a problem in the first few rounds, but Usyk goes against every time he fights a giant, so as far as his stature being compact. So I wasn't worried at all. I kind of seen that 9th round coming, and once he put that flurry on him, I counted 14, big bro. Maybe it's a little cap. I was capping though, because that's my guy. I was like, oh, that was 6. At first, it was 16 when I was watching it live. So.
Well, no, I saw 14. I saw 14 on Twitter a bunch of times too, and that's why I wanted to go back and count. So I only count, and I'm talking flush. I'm talking like, what I'm saying, without Fury blocking it. I'm talking like Usyk just landing the left jab, landing the left hook. Just like I count. So anyway, it doesn't really matter. Either way, he pounded him in that 9th round. A pause, and it was. It was just as reckless as a pause. But yeah, no, I agree. I thought at first, like when I first the visual. It was the optics of Fury being this hulking big guy and the cruiserweight. I agree, Clubber D. Yep, Turkey Al-Sheikh is bringing boxing back for sure. Saudi Arabia, they are the new mecca of boxing. Las Vegas no longer is. They will be the mecca of UFC. But for sure, Saudi Arabia is now the mecca of boxing. But anyways, that the optics, the visuals of the hulking Fury and then the cruiserweight sized Usyk, I was like, man, Fury does, physically have the upper hand, but Usyk's the better boxer. I think most of us have found out now at this point. So if there was a debate before, I don't know that there can be one now. They will have a rematch in October, I believe, is what they're talking about now. Clubber D can correct me. But it won't be for the undisputed. Yep, in October. Thank you, Clubber D. But it won't be for the undisputed because the IBF is pulling Usyk's title for the Dubois versus Hergovich, Flip Hergovich fight.
Yeah.
So it sucks that the undisputed lineal heavyweight champion that we haven't seen in 20 years is only going to last 2 freaking weeks. That sucks, but it is
Yeah.
what it is. I think this sets us up, and Clubber D can correct me again, but I think he may agree with me on this as well. This kind of sets up well, though, for a if Usyk were to, or yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter either way, but if Fury were to beat Usyk in the rematch, then you could set up the Fury Joshua fight that all of UK has been looking forward to for the past 5 years or so.
Yeah. Yeah. That's long. That's another long overdue matchup. Uh, just to answer Flo's question, you think Fury got a chance in a rematch in
Sure,
October?
sure. I mean, I think that again, he's getting a little long in the tooth, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting a little up there in age. I don't know how much his passion is still there. Again, things looked a little off in the fight, even though he was trying to showboat. It still looked like he wasn't as convinced in himself.
Yeah.
But hey, he looked a lot. I'll tell you one thing. He looked in a lot better physical condition. Like he
Yeah.
was cut, he was looking good. So if he can, and they fought now. He has tape on him. Go back, right? Find the weaknesses, find what you missed in the fight, and
Mm.
and try to get back after it. But in terms of being the better boxer, being younger, and things like that, I mean, the favorite's obviously going to be Usyk. But yeah, Fury could win. Fury
Yeah.
could.
Yeah. And I don't see why not. It really, if Fury can bounce back and look like the Gypsy King, because I always say it's Tyson Fury out there joking around, but when he boxing, he the Gypsy King. If you get back to Gypsy King, I don't think he's ever gonna be the greatest heavyweight ever. There's too many names you could throw out there, but I'll
I
leave
never
it.
thought that he was going to be that anyways. Like
Yeah,
even if he was the lineal champion, I don't put him over Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson,
yeah.
Muhammad Ali. I never would have.
It's
So yeah,
smoking Joe for me, big bro. I think smoking Joe catch you with that left hook. It's
Smoking
curtains for
Joe,
you.
Smoking Joe Frazier, baby.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
even
my
Larry Holmes was underrated as hell. I mean, he ain't gonna
come
be
on.
your greatest, but he was underrated.
Yes,
George
sir.
Foreman. I mean, come on now. I mean, ugh, man,
Yeah. When Turkey when I can't say his last name, when Turkey said that
Alashik,
Larry Holmes
Alashik.
is Alashik.
Mhm.
Okay, I've been butchering on other panels. I'm not like that's my dog though.
Yeah, don't do that. You might end up on the chopping block too. So make sure you say it right. Alashik, baby. Turkey Alashik.
I always say I got this Chicago accent, man. I can only really say like 100 words. Anything else, I gotta say it slowly and pronounce it. It's like
Why is my
gonna be up
camera
there.
acting today so bad? I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah,
Anyways, keep going. Cindy.
the
Oh, it
audio
keeps
keeps
going.
pushing. Your audio is good, but the camera. Yeah.
Camera keeps going out of focus for some reason. I have no clue why. Anyways, continue. My bad.
Oh no, it's fine. I want the Flo was asking who's winning between Wilder and Zhang. I say Wilder gotta win to bounce back, but what you say, Professor?
He don't have no choice. I
Yeah,
said this on the show the other day, but after his last fight, um, he looked very distraught. He
mhm,
looked very hurt, like in his soul. He looked like like a defeated man. His post interview just seemed like a disoriented guy. Like he thought he won the fight, even though he had been completely, destroyed the whole match by some guy that most people have never even heard of.
yeah, yeah,
So and after the match again, he's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got to go home and think about things. My family's important. And when it gets to that point, and you start talking like that, things are starting to go downhill. So he has to. And yeah, I agree. They've been looking to that fight so long. They're waiting for that, salivating for that. Um,
mm,
but yeah, you're right. Wilder has to have this fight because if not, his career is over.
yeah.
He has to have this fight against Zhang, who has knockout power. The last few fights he's knocked out plenty of people, as we've seen. But yeah, Wilder.
You know, hey Flo, you funny. You kind of name now, Mr. Blurry. Yeah, that's funny. Uh, just to rock out until the professor gets back. Let me see. Let me put him back in there. See if he come back through. Nah, I agree. Hey, club. That's funny. uh, you call him Mister Freeze from Batman. Remember the Batman, Mister Freeze? Yeah, let's see if he bounced back, take him down for a second. But shout out to everybody. Clubber D, man. Bottom line sports. Uh the comments. Yeah, no, I agree, man. If Wilder don't bounce back, I don't see. I mean, I love Wilder, bro. Wilder's one of my guys as well, one of my boxers. I supported him over the years. Uh but losing to Zhang is going pretty much. Mute Master is his other name. So every time I watch the show, Flo, his camera and everything be good, man. I don't think I've ever seen him freeze up. I think I probably recall him freezing up, as far as his camera, but the audio always comes through. Let's see if he pulled back up. Hopefully his laptop or his computer or something didn't die. Wilder has an amazing run, but I blame PBC for not giving him. Hey, yeah, same club, same. I was really happy that he went over there and started working with Turkey, with that guy. You know what I mean? To put some life back into his career. Because if Wilder stayed busy, stayed active, how he wanted to stay active. Wilder was trying to stay outside, but PBC, man, and everybody be talking about they the quote unquote they all for black boxers. I can't tell. Those niggas will freeze you out quick. He got his Wi-Fi at the 7-Eleven. Nah, don't do that, Flo. Don't do that, Flo. It's this dude that I be talking to on this basketball channel named Mr. Mash. They be teasing him, man, because he always be freezing out too. Talking about he got that Puerto Rican McDonald's, the Puerto Rican McDonald's connection. That's funny. But yeah, man. And I was gonna say and segue into the next segment, really. If Omar pop back out as what you say, club, about there we go. There we go.
My bad.
You good,
Freaking
you good.
Flo jinxed me. You see what happens?
Yeah.
See what happens, Flo? When you try to wish bad things on people, and that's what happens. Things happen to people. Now I hope you feel bad. I hope you feel bad because that's your fault.
Hey, they was giving you a hard time, man. It was you got the Wi-Fi from the
Yo, what? You know what? I know you've been praying on my downfall, Flo. I know it. That's cool. I feel you. I feel you. All right. You were the one that took my Wi-Fi out. Oh, look, now my sign done fell. Flo.
Oh, no.
What you got a pin cushion over there? You voodoo with me over there, man.
Voodoo dog.
My side.
Hey, for real.
Get you brooches. You know what I mean?
Just don't touch the Boston hat, man. Don't touch the Celtics hat. It's
Don't
the
touch the
championship year, man.
or the crown jewels, please. Back to what we were talking about. So, Wilder really needs this fight, or his career is going to be done. So I'm rooting for him. I love Wilder as a fighter. I want to see him back in the big fights. I think he's still amazing. He keeps himself in phenomenal shape, for a new word. Phenomenal shape is what he keeps himself in. So I hope he gets the motivation back and wins. Oh, you know what, Flo? I ain't got no time. Thank you. Yeah. I hear poking in me. He got a little Omar voodoo doll. I hear poking.
Yeah, and with a little voodoo Wi-Fi box right next to it.
Right. He takes the plug out the voodoo Wi-Fi box, and all my stuff goes away.
My boy, I love it.
I'm
definitely going to come by Tuesday, man, because I love what y'all boys got going on, man. Definitely have to pull up. But I want to get into this next segment because Fessa, I usually we usually agree on a lot, but I think we kind of got a little bit a different perspective when it comes to this Ryan Garcia saga. It's been very interesting. Now I just want to I want to say this, man. I was proud of Ryan Garcia when he defeated Devin Haney, respectfully, because I thought that Ryan Garcia needed a good big victory after, he was pretty much getting crucified after that Tank fight. Everybody was calling him a quitter. They had him fighting Rolling.
I mean, he could have got up and he didn't, and he got up just fine after the bell rang. So, I mean,
And that's why I
Look,
said,
just say no mas. Just say no mas. It
yeah.
happens sometimes. You get a liver shot like Tank gave him. Like, hey, that's okay. It's
That's
okay,
crazy.
baby. We feel you. That shit hurts. Hey, no
Yeah.
ma. I don't want no more.
I wouldn't want to get hit in the chest by Tank, so I ain't gonna sit here.
What? No.
I ain't gonna sit here and say you should have did nothing or
The first
whatever.
time he would have hit me with a shot to that. Nope, that's it. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I give up. Throw in the towel, please.
How much money did we make already? Good enough for
Good.
me.
That's good enough. Let's go. Pay window. Let's go.
Hey, man.
No, but I'm not, and I know where we're going. I know where you're going with this, but I'm not Flo. I'm not Hot Take Jake. I'm not a Ryan Garcia fan per se. I have thought that he. Oh, here we go. Cover D called it. Cover D called it. Wait 2 damn seconds. Wait, Flo, you was so mad when he was using God in all of his tweets about how he ain't do nothing wrong. And this now, again, there's reports that came out today. There's no verification to this yet, but there are reports that come out today that say that the amount of ostarine that was in his actual sample was at the point billionth of a percentage, and that he tested negative a bunch of times leading up to the fight. So that and again, not verified yet, but the report that came out is since he had tested negative that whole time, and that he tested at a very low amount, that it could be a supplement, tainting of a supplement that someone, tainted him with. Now, do I believe that? I don't know. I honestly believe that, as great as a boxer he is, I think he has a lot more mental health issues at stake in his life that he needs to deal with. And that's coming from someone who has dealt with a lot of mental health in their life and with people in my family and things like that. So I know very well about this. And it's clear the signs that he puts out there, the calls for help and things like that. But I hope he's innocent for his own sake, because I thought that was a great victory for him. And if it's not, it's going to be very tainted. So we'll see what happens. But I am in no way here to defend and or judge. I am one of those people. I believe you should not judge another person at all, because you should only be looking at yourself and judging yourself. And I've done so many things that I'm not happy with in my life, that I cannot sit here and properly judge someone else without, as said in the Bible, don't judge the board in your eye or the thorn in your eye if I'm not going to, judge the thorn in my own eye. What's up, Clubber D? What am I incorrect about?
Yeah, I was looking at him. I was getting busy in the chat. They were talking about who puts a dehydration. Flo said who puts a dehydration clause in unless they scared. There's a lot of.
I get it. You like them. I get it, Flo. I get it.
It says, Clever D said Canelo does it all the time. I guess they're referring to the dehydration.
Dehydration. Yep.
Flo says, "Oh, now you don't believe the test." What are you talking
I'm
about?
not saying I don't believe them. I'm just telling you what the report was that came out today. I'm not saying I believe anything either way. Actually, and what I said to Clubber D on a personal text was, anytime these reports come out, I always believe where there's smoke, there's fire. So if there's something in like this kind of thing, I don't believe innocent before guilty in this sort of thing. I'm automatically going to assume that you did something wrong until you can prove it. And that only comes to like steroids and sports and stuff. I'm not, it's something that's inconsequential to me right now. In this situation, is it inconsequential? No, because you could possibly kill somebody by having PEDs in your system. It's not like baseball where you hit some extra home runs and no one dies. Cool, whatever. But again, I'm not here to judge. So I want to know what Clever D was talking about, though. If you can help us out, Clever D, what was I incorrect about?
Yeah,
I tried because I want to make sure I say everything that he wanted to say, because I want to represent his opinion properly.
Amen.
But anyways, yeah. So thank you, Plank. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. Come on,
hey, Flo a good man. You know that good, but he planned to come over. He planned to come in overweight. Even admitted at the Fury fight that he would fail the B sample last Saturday. Okay. And I think you're making a great point. As far as this young man's mental health, bro. Now, as far as me personally, I've never really dealt, but I've been around people. I have a very empathetic heart. I was raised by my grandparents, so I got my grandmother's touch and my grandfather's, morals. But
Yeah.
it does come to a point where I think this is another thing about the media, man. They just taking narratives and running with it, and I don't think Ryan has the right team around him to have to be like, hey, it don't seem like Henry Garcia is the type of person to be like, stop.
I mean, at the same time, come on now. Like, if you put a tweet out and he's put some very irrational, illogical tweets out. Oh, well, fuck it. I like steroids. Really? You're going to put out a tweet that says, I like steroids
Yeah, positive vibes.
after you become positive. That's mental health issues right there. That's trying to combat a narrative with something that you think is going to psych out the population, but is doing nothing more than implicating yourself in the guilt of what you're being accused of.
Yeah, facts. And that's where it gets me, because I'm gonna say this, man. You would have gave me 25. You would have gave me $1 million at 25 and gave me some internet, big bro. You have a totally different opinion of Tony the Savant. You're like, yo, this dude is wild. I'm not saying I would be doing what Ryan was doing, but you probably would have been questioning my mental health, if nothing else, my maturity. Like, this kid, he got too much. I think Ryan is a victim of, it's just multiple things. But when it comes down to it, when you throw money into things, when you throw alcohol into things, when you throw women into things, big bro, because I don't know about you, Professor, but I got homies. You put some pretty girls around them, they gonna be totally different. And I love these dudes, these my brothers, but I know, when the pretty girls come around, we go out for a drink. Just be warned.
Be cool.
He gonna put on the show. So
yeah.
But you got to know your friends, and when it comes to that, I'm just saying, as far as Ryan's situation, we don't know him personally.
No,
making a good point as far as mental health got to be accounted for. He was saying some very alarming things, before the fight. But before the fight, they were saying, "Oh, he's crazy," he's a clown. When people say crazy, my grandma used to say, when somebody calls you crazy, they're just dismissing you. They're not trying to give you the time of the day.
I agree with that.
Yep. And it gets to a point where we should have been sitting down with Ryan, like, all right, brother, what's going on? This is the biggest moment of your life. What's going on?
And they actually did. They actually did. I believe it was and Clubber D can correct me on this, but I believe it was either the WBO or WBC president, Suleiman, went out there and actually checked on Garcia, was like, yo, are you good? And everything, wanted to make sure that he was good for the fight and in the right mental health condition, because his father was in the same position like 20, 30 years ago, when another fighter was in the same position, went out there and fought, and then got messed up and died because they weren't in the right frame of mind. This is the Suleiman family. I don't remember what his dad's name was, but anyway, so he went and checked on him to make sure. And he does need help. I'm sorry if you. And again, I am not judging. I am saying from a point of view of someone who knows. If you think Ryan Garcia is bad in his knew me in my 20s, I was a whole different person. Clubber D knows, and he's probably one of the only people that knows, but I was a miscreant. I was a deviant. I was a heathen. I was many things that people shouldn't be. I was doing a lot of things that a person should not be doing at any point in their life. Nothing, I wasn't killing anybody or doing anything like that, but a lot of things to myself and a lot of things with myself, and that led to a lot of destruction of my own personal, mind, body, and soul. So not as dusty, still a little dusty, but not as dusty for sure. But and there's nothing wrong. And there's nothing wrong with getting help either. If you need help, like, go talk to somebody. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And I know we grew up in the masculine culture where, and especially in the minority community, the African American, Hispanic community, I don't think I've ever seen my dad cry. I don't believe. But I'm not like that. I'm a very empathetic person, like you. Like, I get everything from my mom, and she raised me to be very caring for people and feeling what other people feel. So I'm not afraid to. I cry all the time. Like, even when I don't even. I'll see something like a sad commercial and I'll start tearing up. So it's just the way my mom raised me and the way everything like that. But it doesn't make me any less of a man. Because I'll tell you right now, you think that mean anything? Go see me on the street, because I've many ass before, and I ain't that old. My
Hey,
knees may be bad, but I still got a couple in me. If you really
hey,
want to be froggy and jump,
hey,
but no, I mean we all go through shit, and I know that back when I was in my 20s, I was a way worse person than I am now.
yeah.
But I grew, I matured, I made mistakes, I learned from them, and that's all Ryan needs to do. That's all.
Yeah. That's very well said, Professor. And that's where you got to shoot these guys in the bill. I've never been one of these kind of people to crucify athletes because, like I say, man, I've played sports. I know what goes into the physical, getting up early, eating crap you don't want to eat. Athletes go through a lot of crap, you know what I mean? And that's why I kind of bowed out at college. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go hang with the girls, coach. screw you in these laps.
Yeah,
But it still goes into appreciating the sacrifice. And then when you go, like I say, and you saying it very well, big bro. I can only relate to Ryan in the sense of, well, if I was 25, he says a billion, but I'm sure he's sitting on a couple 25, 30 million net
sure.
worth. You know,
He's
I'm
got enough money to
wealthy.
go out and do whatever the hell he wants to do.
He's smoking weed with orangutans. Like, you got some kind of dough, in your pocket.
You know what I'm saying?
It just goes back to, I'm not as good as I once was.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. I'm not, but I still got a couple ass whoopings in me. If
Oh, yeah,
anybody
yeah.
wants to get foggy, I still got a couple.
Now you said a mouthful. But I've seen I had my dad and my mom, of course, but I've never seen my dad cry. The toughest man I ever knew was my godfather, and he was, old man, old pastor of his church. You know what I mean? Always, he was the distributor of the spankings, if you will. When you
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
get a
yeah.
spanking, you go to see
Oh,
God.
my dad used to beat the shit out of me. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh
deserved
yeah,
it
yeah,
too. I deserved it
yeah.
every time. Every time.
And my dad was the kind of person where, all right, look, if I gotta spank you, it's gonna hurt and it's gonna be the capital punishment. My dad gave me 3 spankings, and I'll tell you about them in detail. Like I deserved it. I walked the green mile, big bro. I made a conscious decision to get into the trouble, knowing that ass whipping was waiting on me at the crib. So it's like, pops,
Yeah.
go ahead. But as far just the basic lecturing and all that kind of stuff, my godfather was that, and I never seen him cry. But when I did see him cry, it would be funerals, that kind of stuff. He
Funeral,
was
something
also
like
the toughest mother lover in the world. 60, 70 years old would put that judo on you, and it's like that's where real men do cry, man. Real men do have compassion. It's really the responsibility of men to show the world real emotions, because women, they get out of whack sometimes. They get a little too caught up in the tears. Sometimes you got to learn how to be sad and be strong at the same time. But that's
ladies,
very well said.
I am not agreeing with any of that he's saying. I am just here.
No, no, no. I ain't not in a misogyny. I'm gonna say this from experience. 4 older sisters, mama. I got 2 daughters right now, bro. They will, and the hearts notice that they hungry. All bets are off. Ain't no sweet stuff. My wife is the most logical woman I ever met. She'll reason with it. Like, I'm hungry. I just don't want to talk. That kind of stuff.
Hey.
But my mom, she throwing hands. Like, we going to Olive Garden, like, getting get mama her breadsticks.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that.
But it's all love, man. But I just want to get one more take from you, sports professor, and it's actually kind of segue into what Club was talking about a little earlier. Not exactly, but we were talking about the one great Saul Canelo Alvarez. Probably Terrence Bud Crawford and Saul is right here with him, man. As far as every time I want to say Saul, man, I call him Saul. This is my dog. Every time I want to say
I'm about
Canelo,
to say y'all must know each other very well, my friend.
yeah, I hit the Twitter. He don't hit back, but I hit the Twitter. But after Bud Crawford, now here's the thing. It used to be Canelo and Errol Spence. July 29th, 2023. Bud Crawford humbled me. He showed me what a world-class boxer can really put, when he's putting it all together.
Yep.
So now it's been Canelo and Bud as far as who is my, that undisputed. It's been reports. The rumor mill is finally churning as far as this looking like a real fight, real possibility.
Yeah.
Big bro, what's your thoughts about this mega fight? This could probably be the biggest thing since Manny and Floyd got busy. 10. Well, it's almost 11, 12 years now. So, what's your take?
And you're right. Again, we go back to salute Turkey Al Sheikh, who is putting all this beautiful boxing together in Saudi Arabia, but this is a Saudi Arabian card that they're putting together. And yeah, you get the two biggest non-heavyweight names in boxing and put them together. Oh yeah, the card's gonna hit no matter what. The bout's
Man,
gonna get, that
yeah.
pay-per-views are gonna be off the meat rack. You know what I mean? It's
Easy.
gonna be a lot of pay-per-views sold that day. So money-wise, oh yeah, it's gonna be a hit, no doubt. Um, as for the actual boxing match itself,
Yeah.
uh, I'll give you my opinion, and then I'll tell you what Clubber D told me. Okay, because I respect Clubber D's knowledge when it comes to combat sports more than my own.
Yeah.
I've been watching boxing this as long as he has, but he studies it a lot more. I would think that Bud, the illest, you know what, from Nebraska, would put up a good fight and would at least be able to take it, deep, 8-9 rounds, if not a decision. But Clubber D does not feel the same way, and he has convinced me now just how much bigger Canelo is and how much Bud would have to move up in weight
Yeah.
in order to actually fight, because Canelo's not going down.
Yeah.
So Bud would have to move up 2-3 weight classes, whatever it is. Canelo would basically overpower him and TKO him is
Yeah.
basically what that would end up being in his eyes. And I agree now. But I still think that it would be an amazing fight. It would make a lot of money. And I still think that Bud would put up a good enough showing that he would lose no respect whatsoever.
Oh yeah, 100%, and that goes kind of segue into what I think as well, as far as all of the skills. I think we got a sample size of what this fight could look like when Charlo went up and fought Canelo last year.
Exactly. Yep.
And I love Charlo as far as he's not as skilled as Bud. I wouldn't say
no, not even close, but still, yeah.
As far as when he's in his bag, he was doing some things against Brian Costanza. Was it Costanza?
I don't remember. His last name.
They fought for 154 undisputed.
Okay.
But they had them a couple, back and forth, and I really got to see Charlo display his skills. But when he went up there with Canelo, man, that boxing muscle, it is not like that. Ain't no Planet Fitness muscle, man. That is miserable muscle. You piling up.
It has always amazed me. And I mean, again, I've been watching boxing, Olympic wrestling, whatever, UFC, whatever, for a long, long time. And it's always amazed me, especially in boxing, how one weight class can make such a difference. Like 7 pounds can make the complete world of difference in the outcome of a fight, even if the bigger fighter is less talented and less skilled. So it's just always amazed me how much of a difference that makes in a weight class. But as Clubber D always says, that's why they have weight classes.
Amen. Yeah, and that's a fact. You say that too. I always felt the same way, sports, especially growing up. So my godfather was also my instructor in boxing, but he was the one that made me appreciate boxing muscle. He was like, "Look, this ain't, you gotta get that muscle, dehydrate yourself, then to a point of miserability, and then fight. You still got to get up, maintain this miserable diet, run. It's just not." And I bowed out playing baseball, big bro. I don't even.
I mean, I used to be a wrestler in high school for 2 years, and so I know at least a tiny modicum of what professional boxers deal with. Because man, we're shit. You think high school wrestling they don't work you out there? And we was running sprints all day until I couldn't breathe. I mean, they will wrestle in high school will wear you out. But I mean, that's only a fraction of what these boxers and professional wrestlers and UFC go through. And I couldn't even imagine. I would give up within the first day. I'll be like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm good. $1,000. I'm good. I'll go back home.
Okay, big fact. And
I'll get a job at the factory. I'll get a job at 7-Eleven. Be good.
Hey, I'm a trainer, bro. Give me that $250,000, $250,000. All right. You go out there and fight those
That's right. Yeah,
monsters.
yeah. Anybody else need a coach? I will coach. Very happy.
counselor. Hey, but nah, that's a big fact, sports professor. And
Yeah,
I really,
yeah. Charlo did have them track shoes on all fight against Canelo. That is very true.
I came up with a motto for that fight specifically. Charlo got paid, us boxing fans got played, man. Because yeah, man, he was.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that
bro,
was.
fight.
If you paid for that fight, you were highly disappointed. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that was the last time I said. Next time I pay for a Charlo fight, it's gonna be the Charlos fighting each other. I ain't playing with neither one of
It
these
should have
dudes.
been next time you pay for a Canelo fight. That's what it really should have been because he don't. Man, he need to start stepping his. I mean, if he don't fight Benavidez at some point, man, not only are all boxing fans going to be disappointed, but he's going to lose a little bit on his legacy for that.
I did not pay for the Jaime Munguia fight. I bootlegged that because I'm in the same boat. I'm not dealing with Canelo's nonsense. As much as I rock with him, I'm one of them homies that would call his homies out. Fam, you too drunk to drive. Give me the key. I'm not playing with you, Canelo. You got to fight Benavidez, my man. Or, I would say do the Bud Crawford thing for the, aesthetics.
First, yeah, do that first, but next year then fight Benavidez then because you're getting too old. And if you don't make that fight before the end of your career, that's always going to be okay. Well, you ran away from Benavidez, so how great can you be? Muhammad Ali never ran from nobody. Mike Tyson ain't never ran from nobody.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. They ain't never ran from nobody. And as again, I keep going back to what Clubber D says because he's so smart at this. But these fighters these days are trying to protect their money and trying to protect that zero. And anything they can do, whether that means fighting competition that is less skilled and less superior, or even just dehydration clauses, the numerous things that fighters do to get the upper hand. It's made boxing into a less of a sport and less enjoyable than it was when we were growing up, at least.
Hey, I was gonna say Club took my.
I didn't want to say I was Floyd was on my tongue, and then I skipped because I didn't want to be blasphemous. I'm not a Floyd fan, never have been. I love how defensive he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. Love it.
Same.
He is the best defensive boxer, I say, of all time. But I don't like him as a personality or a person or anything like that. So you can be as great as a boxer as possible, but I don't care for Floyd very much. So.
Me too, big bro. And that's oh no.
What happened?
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I don't know what I did. I just clicked.
We're still live. We're still going. We good?
Okay. Well, I speak on it. Yeah, no, I think Floyd definitely messed the game up. And now, Tank, his number one protege is following that same blueprint.
You there?
And I'm really hoping the only reason I want Tank to lose.
Up in this piece.
Say it again.
Stop.
What'd you say?
You was frozen. So I said, I'm not the only one frozen up in this piece.
Yeah, man. I'm like, heck, bro. I don't know how I even got shifted over into this dang on. My wife, she like the tech savvy one, man. I be like, can you send this email for me, babe?
What were you saying about Floyd? You were agreeing with Clubber D, though?
Oh yeah. As far as what he's managed to do to mess up the game, man, because all these dudes, man, they following the Floyd blueprint now. It's not about the Muhammad Ali blueprint no more. Chasing greatness, fighting everybody. Even Canelo, I don't know. I think Canelo got a little bit of that old school dog in him still, but he'll be very picky and choosy on who he fight, which is very annoying.
He wouldn't have fought Munguia. So
no, exactly, bro. Because I'm not paying for that fight. I bootlegged it a whole 9, and I don't feel bad about it, not one bit.
What happened to your audio? That just went wild.
Am I still on this live?
Yeah, you just got really loud though. All of a sudden, your mic changed.
Oh my goodness.
You're good. No worries. It's still good.
Oh my goodness.
We're still good.
Right.
You're still live, dude. You're good.
Oh, I did this. All right, yo.
Still there.
You see me, sportsman? You keep seeing me?
Yeah, I can see you. I can see you and I can hear you.
Now I can't hear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you and see you. You're good.
Yeah. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what I did. Now I can't hear you. But nonetheless, what I was gonna say, big bro, we've been at it for about an hour and 30 minutes. Anywho, I'm try to cut this out and I'm gonna fix these audio. I don't know what's going on, bro. I'm about to tell the wife, I'm gonna throw this laptop, bro. But
All
nah,
good. All good. I
there we
appreciate you
go.
having. Can
God
you
is
hear me?
good. Yeah, yeah. I don't even know what I did, bro. I just keep pressing buttons.
All good. All good. Your mic kind of went down a little bit, but anyways, I appreciate you having me on, brother. Anytime you want me to come on, just let me know. I'll come through and come through the bottom line. We like having you on, great conversation, stuff like that. Everybody, please go ahead and subscribe. As I said, Ball and Buds, BALLANDBUDS. Go ahead and subscribe to YouTube. Add us on
Amen.
Instagram.
Amen.
And catch us. Catch the next two shows. Again, my show will be coming Monday, Memorial Day, brand new show. I'll be talking sports, politics, culture. So it's going to be a little new, like Stephen A. kind of format that you've seen on YouTube. I'm going that kind of way now. And then also you'll catch me and Clubber D and I, next Saturday for UFC 302, Makhachev versus Poirier. So catch us next Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central for our combat sports special at Ball and Buds.
Well, okay, I'm gonna put all that in my calendar. Make sure y'all go sub to Ball and Buzz right now. No, don't wait later. Just take a little time. Takes one finger, hit the subscribe button, and support, man, because y'all definitely doing great work over there, big bro. And do the same here, man. If you're here at the Tony the Savant YouTube channel, subscribe, comment, likes, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff, man. Definitely going and we definitely growing. Omar, big bro, I definitely appreciate you pulling up, man. And like I said, I'm pulling up Tuesday. We're gonna keep this. Make sure y'all pull up Tuesday. You streaming it from Ball and Buds as well?
That's right. Yes, my bad. Yes, I do stream from Ball and Bud, so you can catch it there. But also join our Facebook group at The Bottom Line Sports. THEBOTTOMLINESPORTS. The Bottom Line Sports. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we go live, and you don't want to miss it because we have a great time. And you want to see us making fun of Hot Take Jake, so why not? Come catch your boy Tony this week.
Lakers in 25, Jake. Lakers in 20.
On that note, I am going to sleep. I have a volunteer event in the morning. Shout out to Mission Continues, my veterans group. And also on that note, shout out for Memorial Day to all our soldiers, everybody who passed and gave their lives for the freedom of us in this country. Also all our veterans, my dad, Flo, Canteen, Clubber D, myself, all of us who've been in the military, shout out.
Hey, appreciate y'all, bro. Y'all the real superheroes, man. The real Justice League, big bro. Appreciate your services.
Appreciate you, brother. Love you, man. Have a good night, man.
Yes, sir. You do the same, big bro. We out.